This is the book to get. The Flat Earth Conspiracy, Eric Dubay. Dubay. He's the leading white man saying like, yo, and he tells you for years there was these conspiracies, but he put out the book again and raised the issue again. So all these white people, oh my goodness, it makes sense. And she said basically they showed the first image from 1970 something and all the images of the Earth that NASA ever presented, which are very few. He said, with all these satellites, all this HD technology, how come we only got a handful of pictures of the Earth? This motherfucker should be selfied everywhere. I'm like, that's true. He said, you never see the dark side of the moon. He said, you can see through the moon sometimes. He said, sometimes you can see the moon, which I've seen myself, on this side of the Earth in the daytime.
Right.
Shouldn't it be on the other side of the Earth?
Yeah.
He explained through shit going, it's kind of interesting. Like I said,
I've wondered that myself. I've been like, how can I see the moon when it's supposed to be on the other side of the Earth?
They talk about all of that shit.
The moon technically is always in sight.
Thus, the simplest phenomenon and the most elemental to boot, that of nutrition. They shit right on nutrition. All these nutritional motherfuckers. Would have been for the Gnostics a typical example of this magnificent interaction. For the very act of nourishing oneself, of sustaining life, specifically implies death of another living species. You can't lie. You can't get past that. You know what I'm saying? Each birth, each perpetration of life increases the domain of death. The more motherfuckers you bring here, the more they gotta eat and kill. This shit is fundamentally flawed, nigga. You ain't gonna make nothing good out of this. Man has absolutely nothing to do with the curse that was laid upon him. The one is truly responsible is the sadistic, perverse demiurge who dared dream up such a cruel world in minute detail. That's known as Jehovah. You know what I'm saying? Allah, Yahweh, Yosef Ben, all these fucking names. For how could a supreme God have conceived the incredible sequences, mechanisms, massacres, and annihilation that constitute the very practice of life itself? Just the very life itself is fucked up in the best case scenario, no matter what you do. And no matter how spiritual you are, that's going to affect you. I don't care how much past being human, never coming back no more. Nobody don't know what the fuck that means. They keep saying it, but don't know what the fuck that means. And the very life itself is a mess. Is your existence, we need to come to terms with this very existence is our problem. We try to define all our problems, but not really getting down to the source. That's kind of like saying, I'm with a man, we just lost the car, just lost the house, he keeps losing his job. When I make him mad, he beats me, we ain't got no food today, the landlord gonna do this, to put a sign on the door. All of these long lists of Negro and white trash problems you got. At what point do you go, well, maybe it's this motherfucker? I'm saying all the problems that surround this motherfucker. But if I get rid of this motherfucker, because I was doing good before this motherfucker, maybe it's this motherfucker. So we say all the problems about humanity. Niggas got paid rent and we don't own our houses and rap. They done fucked up rap music and
hard to get good food.
Hard to get good food. Everything's GMO. Gas prices are too motherfucking high.
Clothes were made by child labor.
Yeah, kids. There's too many wars. Fucking Donald Trump is saying this, and we can go on for days. The police are doing this to us, but no one said, what if just being human is the hidden problem? So we saying all we're trying to do is find a better humanity, but the real secret science is you can't. You can't.
It in and of itself, not never seen it.
Right.
Like this.
Cosmically, we're in our most evilest form.
Right.
That's why you get the concept, the hidden concept of Satan down in hell. You're Satan in hell. You're evil down in hell. Because actually you're in negative polarity. You're in evil down in hell. You're fallen, you're what you call fallen energy. Fallen energy is negative polarity.
That's lowest state.
Lowest state. To be illuminated in that lower state in your humanity. The illuminated king of their humanity is Satan. Satan is the king of hell. He is the light bringer. That is represented as your soul, as the king of hell, meaning you're aware of where the fuck you are. You're not just in here trying to make this shit pop. No, you burning in hell. Once you realize, oh, I'm on fire, then you start your path of becoming Christ, which is the way out of here, your illumination. So your true path out of here, you have to first realize you are. You have to realize and pull on downward energy. So you're pulling on the divine feminine, which is negative polarity, the great mother, the great divine feminine, which on the right brain is intuition, clairvoyance, knowing, emotion, all of these things that are the path to spirituality, as opposed to logic, theory, deduction, mathematics, reasoning, questioning, and
ways to stay more human.
Right. Ways that out of an imbalance will definitely keep you human. But if you do too much of the right side, you'll be human too. You'll just be like the motherfuckers on TV. Breathe, hold your breath. Oh, that's wonderful. Green peace. And they're actually
loving light,
light and love, hotep, a namaste. While they're doing that, they're not really finding light, but they're being better humans. They're portraying themselves as a spiritual human. And, oh, it was good to see your being again, Kamani. You're like, motherfucker, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? That's half a homo. And really, they're too much to the right side. Oh, Mother Earth and Mother this and that. So you could go off too much on that side too. The idea is to balance the energies to your spirituality, to also add just a little bit of logic and reason. Your logic and reason can't dominate in like a patriarch, where everything must be logic and reasoning. So where I can have a spiritual experience, then I can go to a book and say, oh, this is what happened. I was astral traveling. When you astral travel, your spirit brings your consciousness in the astral world. The astral world means this, earth means this type of thing. I can make sense out of the spiritual experience I had. So you got black people talking about, well, we could just be spiritual. I'm like, but if you can't make sense out of it, you just, you're fault. They call it the middle path or the middle pillar. Same thing with the left and right balance. That's why that snake is intertwined, coming around the one till they meet in the middle. With the illumination that both sides must be illuminated. Because you go one way or the other, you're going to be fucked up. What immeasurably sadistic being could have thought up the paralyzing sting of this amphibious wasp, which sticks into the flesh of caterpillars that they may have devoured alive by the larvae of a winged insect? Saying the motherfucker is just feeding off of your ass. And he is, your prayers. They said that shit in the movie, powerful shit, Clash of the Titans and Rise of the Titans. Watch them shits and watch this. They said, the God said, we're dying. We're dying because the people are no longer praying to us. They kept saying to him, don't pray to that motherfucker, he's gonna show up. Stop praying to the motherfuckers, they're gonna die out. They say that shit in here. This demiurge energy is dying. It only survives on your prayer. So what you do 3 times a day as a Muslim, Allah, blah, 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 Allahu Akbar. He said that energy is going up and they feed off of that. They said, even as a human, even if you're not a righteous person, that energy, that demiurge energy puts obstacles in your path. So you can cry, call out, why me? Why is it happening? Feeding off of homelessness, not feeding off of all the good shit you do. They don't give about that shit. You're calm. Your energy is not calm. They feed off your worry. They feed off your need for something greater to help you, because that's him. So when your thoughts go up is, my soul is not the greatest thing in me, but my need for something to save me. Even niggas who conscious, the creator does this, the creator did that. Gotcha. Because that means you're giving it to something that's greater than your ability or your soul. The idea, and they tell you in Gnosticism, your soul is actually older than the thing that created you. And that thing, when he goes, I am the jealous God, he's jealous because you are actually older than him, your soul. So when you become this person who says, I'm God, I'm a goddess, you're basically saying, I take responsibility for everything here. All that shit like laws of attraction and all that shit are extensions of you taking control of your reality. Therefore, you're not saying something above me made my gas and lights go off. I have to do something. So when you say, oh, I'm just going to give it up to Jesus, and you ever see an old motherfucker get on the bus? Ooh, thank you, Jesus, for you just got on the bus. Each time that person does that, he's sending a thought to that demiurge energy that created this place.
Demiurge.
Now, in consciousness, you're a Bobby say demiurge energy. Anything that's pro-human is the demiurge inspired. Because there's a spirit to everything we do, correct?
Sure.
So if I'm teaching you now to free you from this, that's me calling on, let's just say, for lack of better thing, spirit of the ancestors. So we're pulling on that energy, which you know isn't demiurge energy. If we start talking about, come on, we need a scam to come up with some dollars for this party we throwing. There's gonna be a lot of bitches there. Strips. Or let's even go the other way. Come on, we need to feed all the kids in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice thing to do. But it's pro-human, therefore pro your prison. Is it nice? Hell yeah. Do you enjoy seeing the faces of kids? Don't confuse the spirit of somebody being happy about eating with what it is you're doing.
The funny part is though,
a rapist is happy about raping.
After this conversation, even when you look at a child happy to eat, he's still eating
You're right. He's still eating GMO food. Like, I fed everybody in Brooklyn. What you feed them? Corn. I fed them high fructose corn syrup, milk,
some nice bacon.
Yeah, like bacon fat. You know what I'm saying? Cornbread and dipped in bacon fat. Like, motherfucker, what'd you feed him? Kale salad. You know what I'm saying? No, not a motherfucking kid was smiling in Brooklyn. I gotta eat this shit, but I don't gotta like it, motherfucker.
Right.
Kale salad.
You still killed the kale, nigga.
Right, you still killed the kale, nigga. Let me tell you.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, so that's technically demiurge energy. Saving babies, feeding. And it sounds so hard. But we're supposed to be responsible. Each one teach one, and takes a village to raise a child. I told this shit to people in my class. Look, if you are it, and you know it, and you are from it, you are this African that knows his African shit. Ain't a white face to be seen. Why would you ever have to say each one teach one? Who would you have to teach that to? Why would you have to say every village raise a child? If you have to have all these wise sayings, that means you have to tell that to somebody, or that means that's needed. That means somebody's fucking dumb there. That means everybody wasn't just laka boom like we all take the village and the child, and till the white man came, we were all eating cantaloupes under the sun. None of that was happening. It was fucked up, else you wouldn't have to have these sayings. So that means we didn't know that shit. If you have to say, takes a village to raise a child, somebody somewhere said, oh, word? Okay, I'll help out now. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is demiurge shit. All institutions, laws, religions, churches, and powers are nothing but a sham. See, that's hard shit. Because you got Moorish law and how effective you want to be with that law. But when you take it into Gnosticism, well, let's see. All institutions, laws, religions, churches, powers are nothing but a sham and a trap, a perpetration of an age-old deception. So let's say you get whatever law you believe in 100% correct. What do you got? A great lawful human being, and therefore still a flaw.
Right.
A perfected, comfortable flaw. More comfortable than you are now? Yes. But a flaw nonetheless. See, narcissism separates the men from the boys.
It does.
and I promise you, I'm only reading what I highlighted.
Right.
When I was not even, if I read it and highlighted now, I'll find so much more.
Right.
Let us sum it up. We are exploited on a cosmic scale. We are the puppets of the demiurge executioner, slaves exiled into a world that is viscerally subjected to violence. We are the dregs and the sediment of a lost haven.